This is another infographic instant with Brian Michael. In this episode, we'll be looking at whether banks really do make clients wealthier. This infographic is from a broader paper which looks at the activities that international banks and wealth managers can undertake in order to make their clients wealthier. Throughout the paper, we ask the question, well, how do broker-dealers increase both the number of wealthy clients they have and the amount of wealth that these clients have? Because surely, as wealth increases, so do the commissions that wealth managers earn on those clients. Turning our attention now to the infographic you see in front of you, we see that bank costs do clearly correlate with market development writ large. We see that some of the largest bank cost-to-asset ratios lie in Latin America and the Caribbean region. We see second most highest costs in Sub-Saharan Africa region, a third in Eastern Europe and former Soviet Union, OECD, South Asia, Middle East, North Africa, and East Asia and the Pacific, reading from left to right in the infographic. And so what does this mean for broker-dealers? Well, I think as we see it, there's three broad groups of markets that these international banks should target when they're looking at their international marketing strategy. So we have LAC and Sub-Saharan Africa region where bank costs are relatively high, and high costs mean that it's not terribly profitable to service customers in these markets. The second group of countries and banks in Europe, OECD, and that's where we see most activity, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that is the most profitable for these international wealth management firms. And finally, we see markets such as Middle East, North Africa, and East Asia and the Pacific, which potentially offer large opportunities, I think, for these wealth management firms, particularly because bank costs to their asset ratios are so low. And what that means is that they can provide customers with a fair amount of services without spending a lot of money in order to deliver those services. Therefore, banks do need to look at the costs of providing services when they decide on their international marketing strategy. This has been Brian Michael with another infographic instant.